If you woke up this morning carrying worries you cannot explain, take a deep breath and stay here for a moment. You do not have to carry every fear, every unanswered question, or every burden into this new day. Today, God is inviting you to release your anxiety into His hands and trust Him with what you cannot control. Whatever has been troubling your heart, bring it before Him now, because His peace is greater than your fear. Maybe you have been worrying about your family, your finances, your health, your future, or a situation that seems impossible to change. But this morning, remember that God already knows what you need before you ask. He sees the tears you have hidden, the battles you have fought silently, and the burdens you have carried alone. As we pray together, let your heart become still and allow God's presence to replace anxiety with peace, fear with faith, and heaviness with rest. You may not know how everything will work out today, but you can know who holds your tomorrow. You don't need to have every answer before you can have peace. You don't need to understand God's plan before you can trust His heart. So wherever you are right now, slow down, breathe deeply, and surrender your worries to the Lord. Let this Friday be a fresh beginning, a day where you choose faith over fear and trust over anxiety. And as we enter this powerful morning prayer, don't just listen with your ears, pray with your heart. Give God the situation that has been keeping you awake at night. Give Him the thought you cannot stop thinking about. Give Him the burden you have been carrying for far too long. Believe that He is near, that He is listening, and that His peace can guard your heart even before your circumstances change. Before we begin, if you believe God can bring peace into your heart today, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for daily prayer, and write Amen in the comments as an expression of your faith. Also comment one thing you're believing God for today. It may be healing, provision, direction, restoration, protection, or simply peace. Let us come together in faith and begin this morning by placing every worry, every fear, and every burden into the loving hands of God. This morning, before you allow the noise of the day to enter your mind, take a quiet moment and bring your heart before God. Maybe you woke up with thoughts already racing through your mind. Maybe there is something waiting for you today that you have been thinking about for days, weeks, or even months. Perhaps you are carrying a concern about your family, your finances, your work, your future, your relationships, or something you simply cannot explain. Whatever it is, you do not have to carry it alone. You can bring it to God. You can place it into His hands. You can breathe deeply and remind your soul that the God who has carried you through every difficult season is still with you today. Anxiety often begins when we try to carry tomorrow with the strength we have been given for today. We imagine conversations that have not happened, problems that have not arrived, outcomes we cannot predict, and situations we cannot control. Our minds travel into places our feet have not yet reached. We replay yesterday and fear tomorrow, while forgetting that God has given us grace for this present moment. So, today choose to return to the present. Look at where you are right now. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart become quiet. You are here, and God is here with you. Father, this morning I bring every anxious thought before you. I bring the concerns I have spoken about, and the concerns I have kept hidden. I bring the fears I understand, and the fears I cannot even put into words. You know everything that is happening inside my heart. You know the thoughts that come when everyone else is asleep. You know the questions that I have been afraid to ask. You know the burdens I have been carrying while trying to appear strong. Lord, I do not want to pretend that I have everything together. I simply want to place everything into your hands. There are moments when we believe that worrying means we are preparing ourselves for what might happen. We think that if we think about a problem enough, somehow we will find a way to control it. But worry does not give us control. It only steals the peace we have today. It drains our strength before the battle even begins. It makes us exhausted over situations that may never happen. God is inviting you into something different. He is inviting you to trust Him one moment at a time. You do not need to solve your entire life this morning. You only need to surrender this moment to Him. Maybe there is a situation that has been weighing heavily on you. You have prayed about it, but you have not yet seen the answer. You have asked God for direction, but the path still seems unclear. You have prayed for provision, but you are still looking at the numbers and wondering how everything will work out. You have prayed for someone you love, but their situation has not changed yet. You have asked for healing, restoration, breakthrough, or an open door, and you are still waiting. Waiting can create anxiety because we want certainty. But faith teaches us to trust God even when we cannot see what He is doing. This morning, you can tell God exactly what is troubling you. You do not need impressive words. You do not need to hide your emotions. You do not need to make your prayer sound perfect. Speak honestly to your Father. Tell Him where it hurts. Tell Him what you fear. Tell Him what you are hoping for. Tell Him what you do not understand. Then surrender it. Surrender does not mean that you stop caring. It means you stop trying to carry something that belongs in God's hands. It means you recognize that His wisdom is greater than your understanding, and His strength is greater than yours. Lord, I surrender my need to know everything. I surrender my need to control every outcome. I surrender my desire to have every answer before I move forward. Teach me to trust You when the road ahead is unclear. Teach me to believe that silence does not mean You have abandoned me. Teach me to understand that waiting does not mean You have forgotten me. Help me remember that You are working, even when I cannot see the evidence of Your work. When my thoughts become loud, remind me that Your presence is greater than the noise in my mind. There may be someone listening right now who has been carrying anxiety about tomorrow. You are thinking about what might happen, what someone might say, whether something will work out, whether you will have enough, whether the door will open, whether the situation will change. But today, God is calling you back to trust. Tomorrow is not yours to carry today. Let tomorrow remain in God's hands. Your responsibility is to walk faithfully through this day. Take the next step. Do what you can do. Pray about what you cannot do. And leave the results with God. Sometimes surrender has to happen more than once. You may give something to God in prayer. Then a few hours later, the same worry comes back. When it does, do not condemn yourself. Simply surrender it again. Say, Father, I gave this to You earlier, and I am giving it to You again. I refuse to carry what I have already placed in Your hands. I choose trust again. I choose faith again. I choose peace again. Every time anxiety returns, let it become an invitation to return to God, rather than an invitation to panic. Your mind may tell you that everything depends on you, but it does not. You are not God. You were never created to control every circumstance, predict every outcome, or protect everyone from every difficulty. There are things you can do, and there are things only God can do. Wisdom is knowing the difference. Do your part with faithfulness, but release the rest. If you have done what you can do, then give God room to do what only He can do. His hands are capable of holding what your hands cannot. Father, I surrender my family to You. I cannot be everywhere at once, but You can. I cannot see every danger, but You see everything. I cannot control every decision my loved ones make, but I can pray for them and trust them into your care. Protect the people I love. Give them wisdom. Guide their steps. Keep them from harmful paths. Bring peace into our home. Where there is tension, bring understanding. Where there is fear, bring faith. Where there is confusion, bring clarity. Where there is distance, bring restoration. I release my family from my anxious thoughts and place them into your care. Lord, I surrender my finances to you. You know every bill, every need, every responsibility, and every concern. You know when the numbers do not seem to make sense. Give me wisdom to manage what you have placed in my hands. Give me discipline, patience, creativity, and courage. Open the right doors and close the wrong ones. Provide what is needed according to your will. Help me not to let financial pressure define my peace. Remind me that my circumstances may change, but your faithfulness remains constant. I surrender my work and future to you. Perhaps I am waiting for an opportunity. Perhaps I am facing uncertainty in my career. Perhaps I am tired from working hard without seeing the results I hoped for. Give me strength for today's responsibilities. Help me work with excellence without allowing my performance to become the source of my identity. Guide me toward the opportunities that are right for me. Give me patience when I have to wait and courage when I have to move. Let my future rest in your hands rather than in my anxious imagination. I surrender the things I cannot change. I surrender conversations that have already happened. I surrender mistakes I have made. I surrender decisions I wish I could make again. I surrender words that hurt me and memories that still disturb my peace. Father, teach me to learn from yesterday without living there. Forgive me where I have failed. Help me forgive where I have been wounded. Give me grace to move forward without allowing the past to become a prison around my heart. And I surrender the future. I surrender the unanswered questions. I surrender the doors I am waiting to see open. I surrender the outcomes I have already imagined. I surrender the timeline I thought my life would follow. Sometimes anxiety comes because we believe life must happen according to our schedule. But God sees a larger picture. He sees what we cannot see. He knows what we do not know. He understands the consequences of every door, every decision, every opportunity, and every delay. So instead of demanding that everything happen according to my timing, teach me to trust your timing when fear says, "What if everything goes wrong?" Help me answer with faith. When anxiety says, "You will not make it through this," remind me of every difficult season you have already carried me through. When my mind says, "You are alone," remind me of your presence. When uncertainty says, "You have no future," remind me that my future is held by you. When I feel weak, remind me that I do not have to be strong by myself. Your grace is sufficient. Your presence is enough for this moment. Today, I choose not to feed my anxiety with endless possibilities. I choose to feed my faith with the truth of who God is. I choose prayer instead of panic. I choose surrender instead of control. I choose trust instead of constant questioning. This does not mean that I will never feel afraid. It means that when fear comes, I know where to take it. I will take it to God. When worry comes, I will take it to God. When uncertainty comes, I will take it to God. When my heart becomes heavy, I will take it to God. So breathe slowly this morning. You do not have to rush. You do not have to figure everything out before the day begins. Let this moment be an act of surrender. Open your hands symbolically and imagine placing every burden into the hands of the one who is able to carry it. Your family, your future, your finances, your responsibilities, your unanswered questions, your fears, your hopes, your dreams, your disappointments, your waiting, your uncertainty. All of it can be brought before God, And if the anxious thought returns later today, remember this moment. Pause wherever you are. Take a breath. Whisper, Father, I trust you with this. I cannot control it, but you can. I cannot see the whole picture, but you can. I do not know what tomorrow holds, but you hold tomorrow. Then continue walking, not because every problem has already disappeared, but because you no longer have to face the day believing that everything depends on you. God is with you in this moment. God is before you in the moments ahead, and God remains faithful even in the places you cannot yet see. As you continue placing each concern, each decision, and each unanswered question into His hands, and allowing His presence to lead you one peaceful step at a time. Father, as this new morning begins, I come before you with an open heart, ready to receive the peace that only you can give. I have spent enough time carrying fear, replaying problems, imagining the worst, and trying to understand everything before it happens. Today, I choose to slow down. I choose to breathe. I choose to remember that I am not alone. Your presence is here with me in this very moment, and because you are near, I do not have to allow fear to control my thoughts. I can rest in you. I can trust you. I can receive the peace that my heart has been longing for. Lord, there are things happening around me that I cannot control, but I know that my peace does not have to depend on perfect circumstances. My situation may not change immediately, but you can change what is happening inside me. You can quiet my thoughts while I am waiting. You can strengthen my heart while I am facing uncertainty. You can give me courage when I feel weak. You can give me rest when my mind has been working without stopping. So today, I ask you to calm every anxious thought and fill the empty places of my heart with your presence. Sometimes we believe that peace will come only after the problem is solved. We tell ourselves, I will be peaceful when the answer arrives. I will rest when the bill is paid. I will relax when the relationship is restored. I will stop worrying when I know what happens next. But Father, teach me that true peace can begin before the situation changes. Teach me that I can rest while I wait. Teach me that I can have faith while I am still looking for answers. Teach me that peace is not always the absence of problems. Sometimes peace is knowing that I am held by you in the middle of them. Lord, quiet the noise inside my mind. There are thoughts that have been repeating themselves again and again. Thoughts about what could happen, what might happen, what someone might think, whether something will work out, whether I have made the right decision, whether I will have enough strength for what is coming. I bring every one of those thoughts before you. I do not want to be ruled by them. I want my mind to become a place where faith has room to grow. Help me recognize when fear is speaking louder than truth, and bring my attention back to your presence. Father, let your peace settle over my heart like gentle morning light. Let it reach the places where I have been restless. Let it reach the memories that still hurt. Let it reach the questions that have no answers yet. Let it reach the part of me that is tired of trying to be strong. I do not need to pretend before you. You already know my weakness. You already know my limits. You already know how much I have been carrying. So I come honestly, asking you to renew me from the inside out. Give me rest, Lord. Not simply physical rest, but rest deep within my soul. Rest from constantly trying to predict the future. Rest from comparing my journey with someone else's. Rest from feeling that I must prove myself. Rest from carrying guilt over yesterday. Rest from fearing tomorrow. Rest from trying to control things that belong to you. Teach my heart how to be still. Teach me that being still does not mean doing nothing. It means trusting you while I continue to walk faithfully through what you have placed before me. There may be someone listening this morning who feels emotionally exhausted. You may have smiled yesterday while your heart was heavy. You may have encouraged other people while secretly needing encouragement yourself. You may have told everyone that you are fine because you did not know how to explain what was happening inside you. But God sees you completely. He sees beyond the smile. He sees beyond the words. He sees the places where you feel tired, disappointed, confused, and afraid. And He is not turning away from you. He is drawing you closer, inviting you to rest in His presence. Father, I pray for the person who has been losing sleep because of worry. As this new day begins, bring quietness to their mind. Let the thoughts that have been keeping them awake begin to lose their power. Give them permission to stop rehearsing the same problem over and over. Remind them that they can place the situation into your hands and close their eyes, knowing that you remain awake and faithful. When they cannot solve something during the night, help them remember that you do not need their sleeplessness to accomplish your purposes. I pray for the person who is afraid of what today may bring. Maybe they have an important conversation, a difficult responsibility, an uncertain appointment, a financial decision, or a situation they have been dreading. Father, go before them. Give them wisdom before they speak. Give them patience before they respond. Give them courage before they act. Let them walk into today without allowing fear to decide their attitude. Let them remember that they can pause, breathe, pray, and seek your guidance before making decisions. I pray for the person whose heart is tired from waiting. They have prayed for the same thing many times. They have asked you to open a door, bring restoration, provide an opportunity, change a situation, or answer a deep desire. The waiting has become difficult. Lord, strengthen their faith during the waiting. Protect them from believing that delay means denial or silence means absence. Help them trust that you are still working in ways they cannot see. Give them patience without passivity, hope without desperation, and faith without demanding that everything happen immediately. Father, renew the strength of those who feel overwhelmed by responsibility. Some people are carrying families, jobs, homes, relationships, and countless decisions. They feel that everyone depends on them. Remind them that they are not the ultimate provider, protector, or sustainer. You are. Give them wisdom to do what is theirs to do, and grace to release what is beyond their control. Let them stop carrying the weight of everyone else's future on their shoulders. Help them serve their loved ones from a place of peace rather than exhaustion. Lord, bring peace into our homes. Where there has been tension, let there be gentleness. Where there has been misunderstanding, let there be wisdom. Where there has been anger, let there be patience. Where there has been silence, let there be healthy communication. Where there has been fear, let there be reassurance. Teach us not to carry the stress of the outside world into every conversation inside our homes. Let our homes become places where people can breathe, feel safe, receive encouragement, and experience the kindness that reflects your heart. Father, guard my mind today. Help me choose carefully what I allow to occupy my thoughts. There are so many voices competing for my attention. News, opinions, social media, conversations, memories, expectations, and fears can easily fill my mind. Give me wisdom to know when I need to step away from the noise. Help me make room for prayer, scripture, silence, gratitude, and reflection. Let my mind not become a storage place for every frightening possibility I encounter. Teach me to protect the peace you are cultivating within me. When I feel overwhelmed, remind me that I can take one step at a time. I do not need to complete everything at once. I do not need to know the entire route before taking the next faithful step. Give me grace for today. Give me today's strength for today's responsibilities. Give me today's wisdom for today's decisions. Tomorrow will have its own needs, and when tomorrow arrives, your grace will be there too. Help me stop borrowing trouble from a future that has not arrived. Lord, teach me to recognize the difference between responsibility and worry. Responsibility asks, what can I faithfully do today? Worry asks, what if everything goes wrong? Responsibility takes action and then trusts. Worry keeps thinking even after there is nothing more to do. Father, help me do what I can and release what I cannot. If there is a phone call I need to make, help me make it. If there is an apology I need to offer, give me humility. If there is work I need to complete, give me focus. If there is something I must wait for, give me patience. And after I have done my part, help me rest. There is freedom in realizing that I do not have to carry the entire world. I can be faithful without being frantic. I can care deeply without living in constant fear. I can love people without controlling their choices. I can work hard without believing everything depends on my performance. I can make plans while remaining open to your direction. I can dream while trusting your timing. I can hope without demanding that my hope be fulfilled exactly as I imagine it. Father, when discouragement comes, remind me of how far you have already brought me. There were moments I thought I would never survive, yet I am still here. There were seasons when I did not know what would happen, yet somehow you brought me through. There were doors that closed that I did not understand at the time, but later I saw why they needed to close. There were prayers that seemed unanswered, yet my story continued. Let my past become evidence of your faithfulness, rather than evidence for my fear. Today I choose to receive your peace. I do not have to earn it. I do not have to become perfect before I can rest. I simply come to you. I open my heart. I surrender my burdens. I quiet myself before you. And I ask you to fill the places where anxiety has been living. Replace panic with peace. Replace confusion with wisdom. Replace heaviness with hope. Replace exhaustion with strength. Replace fear with faith. Let my thoughts slow down enough to recognize that I am standing in the presence of a loving God. And when I encounter something difficult today, help me remember this morning. Before I react, let me pray. Before I panic, let me breathe. Before I assume the worst, let me seek your wisdom. Before I carry the burden alone, let me place it back into your hands. When my emotions rise, remind me that emotions are real, but they do not have to be my master. When uncertainty appears, remind me that you are still certain. When I feel weak, remind me that your strength is available to me. Lord, let my words today be calmer. Let my reactions be slower. Let my decisions be wiser. Let my heart be gentler. Let my presence bring peace rather than pressure. Help me become someone who does not immediately respond to every problem with fear. Teach me to pause and remember you. Let your peace influence how I speak to my family, how I approach my responsibilities, how I handle disappointment, and how I respond when things do not go according to plan. I receive the gift of this new morning. I receive another opportunity to begin again. I receive another opportunity to trust you. I receive another opportunity to let go of yesterday and walk into today with a lighter heart. I may still have unanswered questions, but I do not have to let those questions steal today's peace. I may still have challenges, but I do not have to face them without faith. I may still have responsibilities, but I do not have to carry them without your strength. So, Father, as I move through this Friday, let your peace accompany me everywhere I go. Let it be with me when I wake, when I work, when I speak, when I wait, when I make decisions, and when I face unexpected moments. Keep my heart anchored when circumstances shift. Keep my mind steady when uncertainty appears. Keep my spirit hopeful when answers seem delayed. Let me remember that I am never walking into today by myself. Your presence goes before me, your grace sustains me, and your love surrounds me as I continue breathing deeply, releasing every anxious thought, and allowing my soul to rest in you one moment at a time.